I have a message. There's so much occurring right now with us spiritually, as so much shifts physically, that we're giving up our old roles. So as we transition from certain roles, we are led deeper into our soul and to do the work that is required to get us past certain things, right? So like if you are going through a transition right now that feels really confusing, you feel so much ending, and you are watching so many things shift, and you don't feel like yourself, you're right on time. I want to encourage you that you're right on time. You're not off. Nothing is wrong with you. You're shifting, you're changing, and you're going from particular roles to souls. Like this is almost like if you're parenting, right? And the baby goes into elementary school, that requires a different version of you. You're not a mommy changing diapers, taking care of a toddler. You are a mother raising a human being that is now into the world in a different way. So you have to shift your role. Then your children get out at some point one day, and you shift into a different role as a human and as a mother. So why you're changing and why all of this is occurring and why you don't resonate with certain people or certain patterns anymore is because you're learning you. You're now realizing what you connected to that was traumatic and trauma bonding, and what you've been connecting to that is that has been prohibiting your growth or keeping you in particular comfort zones. And that's a beautiful thing. I watched a lecture one time about the midlife crisis, and not saying that there's not a such thing as a midlife crisis, I'm sure there is, but if you also think about it, at a certain age when things start shifting, you're like, I don't really give a shit about being married, or I don't really necessarily care about working at this job anymore, or I don't really care about holding on to this relationship or being close to this person anymore. Why you stop caring as much as you get older is because you realize you've been carrying things unnecessarily to connect to things that had no real connection to you as a person, because you never knew you. You were conditioned. You were given your name, you were given your religion, you were given your thoughts, you were given all of these things. So as the world shifts so much and so much is changing, you are being required to shift and change. And it's uncomfortable. It brings a lot of grief. It brings a lot of emotions, but it brings a lot of awareness to where you have been suppressing and what has been holding you down, so that you can walk into your abundance, so that you can embrace a completely different life. But what is required of you now is to dig into those spaces that are scaring you. Is to dig into the, why don't I feel like I deserve this? Why am I still holding on to this old story? Why am I still connecting to these people? Why is this my narrative, like that I have my claws into? You don't belong there anymore in those spaces, and you know that. So you're changing, you're growing, and your roles are shifting. Be gentle with yourself. Be mindful. Sit within your body when you feel anxious, when the body is moving too much, when the mind is racing too much. Sit with yourself. Take deep breaths. And view what is bothering you as a story, as a cloud, as a movie that is clicking by, like that is just moving by, and continue your breath work. View it. Don't absorb it. Don't carry it. View it. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge how you feel. Give yourself a great big hug, and continue to move forward. And do that for yourself as much as you need. I put a post up today about taking our authority back, and it's so important to remember that you have to give yourself permission to live again. That you do. That we have to give ourselves permission to move through certain things. That anything that is buried, or that was buried, or that we just survived, is probably calling for you to navigate, look at, bring awareness to, so that you can thrive and you can move through it differently. It's going to require a lot of self-forgiveness, and I believe in you, and I know you got this. And I hope you have a beautiful day.